Yes, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what's poppin', what's going on? What thing they happen? It's your main man, Banky W, and you are tuned into where you need to be tuned into, because you're watching CocoboxTV. Keep it locked, don't go nowhere. We will be right back. Mr. W says so. I demand.
Hi, this is me again, Segun Gele. Welcome to another wonderful episode of Segun Gele Uncensored. Today with me is my BFF, Chioma of Dure Events.
Hey.
And as you can guess, yes, you're guessing right, we're going to be talking about weddings. So
Lord.
stay tuned.
Okay.
Okay, so today like I said, we're going to be talking about weddings. Now, for those of you that have been following me on my regular YouTube, the ones I record with my phone and I post online, I talk about so many things about wedding. One of the things I talked about is people bringing children to weddings, and some of you agreed with me that it's not, the ideal thing to do. Another thing I talked about is how people fight for food at weddings. So pretty much we're going to be talking so much. This is actually going to be a different uncensored episode. We're just going to be talking about some do's and don'ts. And who is the best person to help me take care of all of this than my BFF, Chioma. So, Chioma, how are you doing today?
Hi, Shags. How are you?
I see your face is big.
Well, you know.
Okay, so you have to put everything on point. So let's quickly jump into this. Lots of people are planning to get married and everything. Lots of bookings are coming in, consultations and everything. So as a professional, and by the way, this is Chioma of Dure Events. She's a professional. You know what? You tell them what you do, so they can. Over to you.
Well, my name is Chioma Adure Johnson. Hey. I am a professional wedding planner. I've been doing this professionally for about 7 years now, and it's really fun. I must say I'm quite happy and very excited. I have awesome clients. Amazing.
One thing I can just say with this beautiful woman here is, she has fun as she does everything she does concerning wedding, and I have learned a lot of things from her. I'm still picking so many things from her, but I want to pick your brain on some of the things. I've had quite a few people ask me some questions, so
we can relax a little, right?
Oh no, it's
it is Segun Uncensored.
Relax, my dear. So pretty much the questions right now is once you're planning your wedding, what are the first things people need to put into consideration as they start their wedding?
The very first thing you need to do when you're planning your wedding is budgeting.
Okay.
You need to sit down with your fiance or fiancé and talk about how much money do we have available to cater to our family and our friends.
How much money? Is it not the parents that are supposed to pay for the wedding?
Well, it depends. That's something that, both of them would talk and decide, and then don't take it to their parents.
Okay.
And then have a family meeting. Okay, mommy, daddy, we have decided to, this is our wedding day that we choose to have. This is who we're trying to, what we're trying to do. We haven't gone far yet, but this is how much money that we have for the wedding. And then how much money do you want to put into the wedding? The very first thing really to talk about is budgeting. What can us together as a couple afford? And then you now take it to the parents. If you want the parents involved, if you want their financial contribution towards the wedding, then yes, you can now take it to them and say, this is what we have.
Okay.
So that's the very first thing. And then you now talk about your guests.
Okay.
How many people you can cater for.
So, I different people, different cultures, different principles. Now, I'm Yoruba, and from the Yoruba parts of, from where I come from, the bride's parents take care of the wedding. But I noticed recently so many things have evolved, so many things have really, really changed, Now I see parents come together to plan the wedding, or the children can decide, let's handle it our way. And I think in doing that, it comes to probably because they don't want so many people attending the wedding. They want to, make it more intimate. And, so pretty much it's going to guest counts. What is an ideal guest count for a wedding? And how do you consider the people you want to have at your wedding? So you don't just have everybody, gate crashers attend your wedding.
Honestly, I get that question all the time. And there's no perfect answer to that question, but it really boils down to, there's no ideal guest count to have at a wedding. It boils down to what you can afford, how many people you can afford to cater to. And if you are trying to have, like I said before, it starts with saying, okay, this is how much money that we have.
Okay.
And then let's discuss how many people do we want to invite to the wedding. Now, let the truth be told, you're not very close to 400, 500, 600 guests.
They don't even know 100 people.
I mean, well, then again, if the families are part of like a dignitary type, family,
Okay.
they're very popular in a lot of organizations. People want to come and support them and, appreciate them that day. So that's where you have to understand that, especially here in the States, every single thing is per person.
Okay.
So that's where that budgeting really comes to play too. That will now let you know how many people you can cater for. For example, I always tell my clients that on an average of a nice, decent wedding, where people will not show up the day of the wedding, not put their food on top of your table, i.e. insult you. For a nice, decent wedding in Houston, I usually say right around 200 or 220 per guest.
Okay.
And then from there, you kind of now see how much you can afford and divide that, your total budget, by that 220 guests or $250. I'm so sorry. That will let you know about how many people you can afford to.
Okay, hold on. You said like about $250. That's per guest. Now, one thing I know so many people do not understand when it comes to budgeting is it's not just the food, and this was part of the things I learned from you. So, can you help us understand what are the things that are put together to make up that per head guest count, and is it particular to a certain theme of wedding? Is that the highest? Is that the barest minimum? I mean, how do you put that into consideration?
It's everything. Whatever it will cost, it will take to produce a nice party for your guests. It's the venue, it's decor. And the people don't understand that even with decor, there's so many different areas of decor. There's a sweetheart, there's a tablescape, there's a royal table, there's a dance floor. There's the then if you want a dance floor, do you just want the regular dance floor that the venue has, or do you want whiteboard? Do you want a vinyl wrap? Do you want an acrylic dance floor? Those things add up. And then you now, up lighting. Then people think that just putting lighting is just, I put lights. Do you want the ones that are doing one by one like this? I'm sorry. Or do you want to wash
with
the
butterfly, the whole place makes it look like a club?
Do you want to wash the whole ballroom? And then when you're washing the ballroom, which is when the room turns another color, as if you painted the room, but it's just the line that was there. Then you now have pattern lights, you now have paint spotting. So there's so many things that comes when it comes to decoration. And then you now talk about videography, the cake, or you're gonna have a groom's cake, food, staffing, plates, etc. So there's so many things that this is about between 18 to 28 different types of things that it takes to produce a successful wedding. So all those things add up to that $200 to $250 per person. And lastly, your vision. The type of wedding that you're trying to have is another thing. You have the basic, then your vision is another thing too that adds on top of it too. Am I trying to have a lot of flour? Am I trying to have a lot of custom made this and custom made that? So
talking
those
about flowers.
Too.
Okay, before now, even though I'm still a baby wedding planner, I'll say it like
no,
that.
you're not.
Well, let me just be a bit modest. I mean, you just counted, I think, about 18 things. Now, this is part of the reason why I run away from planning. I would rather do day of coordination than do planning. I mean, about 18 things, because when you put down the figure $250 per head, just for example, people don't understand that all these things add up to the budget. And okay, so now please, when they say $250 per head, it includes everything you're going to do for the wedding. Everything.
It's everything.
Break it down, and that's I'm going to come back to flowers. Or you know what? Let me just go to flowers for decor. Now, I've dealt with some people when they enter into the venue, they are looking forward to seeing beautiful fresh flowers, but some people actually prefer silk flowers, which they call, it's not fake flowers, they are called silk flowers. And even those silk flowers, I mean, you can never tell they are actually silk flowers. So what is your preference? And price-wise, budget-wise, which would you pick?
Well, of course, my preference is definitely real flowers. Believe it or not, there's not much price difference between silk and real. You can go to a silk store, yes. You go to silk and pick up one rose that feels real, the texture, everything feels real, but that stem can cost you between like $5 to $10 for one stem
One
of
flower.
like a rose or like an orchid. Yes. But it's silk flower. It's not real flower. So there's not much that price difference between silk and real. The reason why silk sometimes are encouraged is real flowers can be very, very heavy.
Well,
When you're putting it in something they call an oasis.
Yeah.
It's what you dip inside water, and it soaks up a lot of water.
Oasis.
And then put the flower, you cut the flower, put in, they can be quite heavy.
Okay.
So sometimes silk flowers are utilized to, like, especially what people cannot touch, to kind of create that nice, beautiful look. And then, but the areas that people can touch are now real flowers are now utilized for those areas.
Someone is putting a wedding together. It's costing about $250, and they're planning for about 350 or 400 people. And people don't respond back, and they end up showing up. Like, I did a wedding in New Jersey a couple of years back, and people flew in from all over the country. It was strictly by invitation. They did not RSVP. And some came, they said they drove all the way from Maryland, having all sorts of nasty attitude. I'm going to go back. I came from, my driver cannot sit outside. They cannot this, they cannot that. I mean, how do you handle situations like that?
Well, honestly, the reason why you have to RSVP, every vendor, venue, no matter who it is practically charging per person. Believe it or not, it even affects photographer. If you're having 600 people at the wedding, one person cannot shoot a 600 people wedding. They're going to need a second and a third shooter.
True.
So these things add up. For the more people you have at the wedding, they add up. So it is important to send back your RSVP, because most venues want need 30 days out to let them know, to give them your guarantee. And when they talk about guarantee, is how many people so far have sent back their cards that they are attending.
Yeah.
Calling or sending a text is not that helpful. Send that card back. It's very simple. The couple have made it very easy for you. They put a stamp on top of that little baby card, the same way that you received it. Just simply drop it back off. Let them just worry about the rest of it later on. And then that's why, because every decorator, catering, venue, they need to know your guarantee. They need to know how many people are coming, so they can properly prepare. Then if they now set up for, let's say, 300 or 400 guests, and 200 people end up showing up that day, the vendors have already set up for that guaranteed guest count. That's money now that a couple have lost, have wasted. And then that's the part about that pains a little bit, because you have couples losing between $10,000 to $20,000 on people that didn't show up to the wedding and gave the impression that they're going to come.
And they did not even call to let them know they're not coming.
So they've already prepared for that number of guest count. They just want to make sure that you are comfortable. The purpose of having the RSVP is you come in, check in. You are special to us. We want you to come and celebrate this day with us. And we want you to come in and not stand. We want you to come in and not be hungry. Come in, sit down, eat, and enjoy with us. Then after dinner is over, this is what I do. If you just cannot control that guest count, after dinner is over, open the doors. Fine. Then open the door, come party
when
with
it's time for party, people can dance
the
and
not
everything.
so formal part of the reception can come and just party with you. But your guests need to come in and feel very comfortable. That's why you are
still on the issue of guests and everything. Okay, I've been at a wedding that people actually did RSVP, and they did not RSVP that they are bringing their children to an adult-only reception. And they did not just come with one, and the child is not an infant, that you have on your lap. They came with about 3 or 4 kids. Now, a table sits 10 people. You and your husband plus 4 kids, you already have how many seats? And they are getting upset. We flew all the way from XYZ. If our kids are not going to stay in, we cannot stay. What suggestion do you have?
Well, you definitely need to let the couple know that you're bringing your children. Now, if they say it's an adult-only reception and you can't find a babysitter, it is important that you let the couple know, I can't find a babysitter. I really would love to be at your wedding. What do I do? So let it be now the couple's choice. And I'll be like, okay, I think I can talk to the venue to see if they have a separate space for children where, professional babysitting company that provides a lot of different kind of services for the kids can be able to have their own fun too. Because guess what? An adult reception is an adult reception. They're serving alcohol. They're playing all kinds of music, etc. You won't take your children.
The kids even run around the whole place.
You won't take your children to the club. And then plus kids, especially when the parents cannot control their children, they're knocking down cakes. They're going underneath the bride's dress and knocking down centerpieces, vases everywhere.
You can imagine children going to do gather toss. They want to catch gather. What do they understand?
What are you looking for that there?
You understand what I'm saying?
So what I usually suggest is this. I know, and it's a very sensitive thing especially for our community. People feel like children should be a part of the wedding. It's a sign of a blessing. If that's what you believe, fine, no problem. But I usually advise, if you're going to be soft-hearted when it comes to allowing children to the reception, so what I advise is you have a venue that has a separate room to cater to children, and provide like a babysitting company, professional babysitting company that has a lot of activities for the kids, food for them, entertainment for them, so that way they're also having their own fun too, while you're having your own adult fun as well. So, I believe the issue about paying for paying for a babysitting company. Again, my opinion is just simply that I don't think that guests should be paying for anything when they are coming to your wedding.
They're already spending money flying,
and outfits and etc. So they're supposed to come and have fun, etc. So if you just cannot do anything about that,
I just think it would be great for guests to let the couple know ahead of time, that they'll be bringing X number of kids. Let's assume, for instance, you come to an adult-only event and they come in with maybe about 30 children. At least they would need about 6 to 8 people to help take care of the 30 children, not just one person.
That is certified.
Yes.
Somebody certified, not somebody's cousin.
Not just an auntie here. My auntie will take care of them.
You start to let somebody into the wedding. Come and watch the kids. No.
Another good thing we're going to talk about, you see, lots of times I attend weddings and during the course of planning, I have seen so many. They'll be like, oh, no, don't worry. You know what? I want plated dinner, but they cannot afford to have so much wait staff to help with the plating. Now, one thing I have experienced, I'm over a year, is it takes a lot to actually do the plated dinner. Now, so many people love the whole plated dinner arrangement, but they don't know it comes with the work. So, plated dinner versus buffet, from your experience, what do you think you would advise anybody to do?
I always prefer plated dinner, honey. I just think that, I'm sorry, that your guests needs to be seated and be served. But believe it or not, again, there's not that much price difference of doing a buffet to plated dinner. Again, it has a lot to do with your guest count too. Sorry, excuse me. It's usually about $500 to $1,000 difference. Because if you're doing buffet, our people believe that if you do buffet, have a lot of food on the buffet line. That's more money you're spending on food.
True.
But maybe less on staff.
True.
But on seated dinner, you're only spending.
No, but they can ask their auntie now. I should be people to stand behind the buffet.
Who stand where?
No, you see them now. I should be people.
I don't see them. There. No, they do not. Not on my couple.
No. But you know when you go to weddings as guests, you see those Ashwebi people.
No, Ashwebis are supposed to be. They're your especially honorary guests. They're not anybody's wait staff. They're not your maid and your servants. They are supposed to be.
They are not your
guests that dressed up nicely for you.
Yes, dressed
to
up
enjoy
nicely
as well with you.
To enjoy. I am repeating. Oh, sorry. I didn't know you were talking. I was just repeating. Okay.
Hire wait staff to make that happen, to help assist with that.
Okay. One thing that has really, really bothered me all this while is the effects of social media on couples, on weddings. People are going crazy. Social media, everybody, anybody that wants to get married now goes to Bella Niger, goes to Linda Ikeji. They go to all these blogs to take a look at what is trending, most especially when they cannot afford it. You understand what I'm saying? So how has the social media affected wedding trends? And how do you relate it to people's pockets at the end of the day?
Well, I really believe that a bride should be allowed to dream a little. You know, it's okay.
Dream
I mean, just
on, dream away.
but no, don't dream away. Oh. But you know, it's okay for them to look and admire. You know, you already know how much you can afford. Social media has been extremely it's been extremely, how do you say, what's another word for what I'm trying to say, honey? Can we pause that for 1 second?
Oh no, it's uncensored. It's okay. Feel free.
Okay, so
you know the robot, so think about it.
Okay, social media has been an extreme powerful tool.
They have really helped to grow the wedding industry.
They've grown the wedding industry
Yeah.
immensely.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love social media. But what I always tell brides that are stuck on social media use it to get ideas.
Okay.
At the end of the day, look at the ideas as how you want your wedding to look.
Okay.
That day, how you would like to feel and look that day.
Okay.
But you can grab something from there use it as an inspiration.
Okay, as
to
in look
build
for
your
elements.
own.
Okay.
Yes.
Look for
so
elements.
you can look for the elements and kind of use it to now build your own.
Okay.
Because what I always tell my brides, yeah, you're looking at all loving all these details, but how can we incorporate? This is just your vision.
Okay.
How can you incorporate some of these ideas and personalize it to you?
Coming to reality based on their budgets.
Yes. So that way, at least all they just want to do is just walk in and just feel. I feel like what I saw and how this is how I've always imagined my day to be. At least I saw something of it.
Like the Cinderella with the glass slippers.
Yeah, but
Okay, talking about that. Now I've noticed so many people want to take pre-wedding photo shoots. You see them lay the blankets on the ground with the food baskets. You see the groom on the bicycle. There was even one I saw, the groom was hanging on a tree. What if he falls down? You know, so wedding pre-wedding photo shoots, I mean, all these proposals, engagements, and are they really compulsory?
Engagement photo shoots are a way to tell your guests, number one, we're getting married. Yay, we're so excited.
Okay.
Here's an official photo of us
Together.
as a couple.
Okay.
Yes. And then, but what I tell my couples are, you use the engagement photo shoot to tell a little story about you two.
Okay.
If you love something glam, go glam. If you love the walk in the park, go to walk in the park. If you but I mean, don't be so about it or whatever, but be realistic with your photo shoot.
Okay.
If you don't have anything else to do, get a very nice, beautiful dress. Think outside of the box and just do something that's within your comfort and your element, that's not so much out of it, where you feel out of place. But engagement photo shoots are great for your website, for your save the dates, just to kind of let people know officially we are getting married. Come celebrate with us.
Like when I was going to do my photo shoot, I didn't have money. So we went to Bar Beach, it was in Nigeria, and I made one t-shirt. Simple t-shirt. That did not cost me plenty money, and the photographer was free. So I still have the picture, and
Where is
it was
it?
really I
Haven't shown me that picture.
it's on Facebook.
Really?
I have the picture. We took the picture here, nice jeans. Oh, it was Rahim that took my picture. He cut my stomach. I looked, like I had 6 packs, even though I have 1 pack right now. Anyway, so to round this up, what are the 5 most important things a couple needs to invest their money in? Let's say you sit down, you have your budget for XYZ. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? What are the 5 most important things a couple should invest their money on?
Definitely photography.
Okay.
Videography. Again, this is not just to say that every area is not important. They're all important. But the things that you're going to hold on to for the rest of your life. And then also the experience, the stress-free part of it, wedding planner, wedding coordinators, are also very important. Just because they have deals, they have the plan, they know how to go about making sure that the day is not so stressful for you, to kind of help you stay on top of things. And top 5 thing, music, food is also very important, especially for our people. Music and food are very important. Every area is important, but the things that people are gonna taste, touch, feel, decor too is also important too. You can't put one balloon and expect people to come and wear suits.
I can't remember the last time I attended a wedding with balloon decoration.
Thank you, Jesus,
it has been
Lord.
a very long time.
We have so much advance. I'm so proud of us.
I can't even remember the last time.
Because you set up the day and you want people to come that day and feel good that they dressed up so nice for you, and then let your setting fit their attire as well. You know, so that decor is also important as well. So whatever they can feel, touch, experience, and the memories that you're going to hold on to, don't compromise in those areas.
Okay, so pretty much photography, videography, your wedding planner, your decoration, and
Food, music,
drinks,
actually,
and
yeah.
what do you think? Well, most brides at the end of the day want that's my personal take. They spend money on so many things, but they don't think it's worth them invested on themselves looking good on their wedding day.
Oh yes, important.
You know, so that's another thing. So I'm going to make it like 6. You know, and to round this up, we have seen so many things. I mean, in America, in London, I mean, weddings are really, really, really big right now.
Yes.
But what do you have to say about the wedding industry in Nigeria and the decor?
I have nothing negative to say about it. Wedding industry in Nigeria and decor. The wonderful planners there have been doing an amazing job.
Those people.
You know, bringing in new things, new ideas, etc. For the now the thing about it is, I've only been to a few weddings in Nigeria, and honestly, it's been an amazing experience. So they're quite different, sincerely very different. So I honestly, sincerely don't have anything negative to say.
No,
but
not necessarily negative. I mean, I'm just because every wedding you see they do in Nigeria today is different from the other one. And one most important thing, food. I don't know how you people do it in Nigeria. They keep bringing out food. The last one I went to, as they were frying plantain with yam. They were bringing fish with plantain in the mouth with pepper. They were bringing snails, small chops, and no, they really go all out, you know. And I mean, I must say, the wedding industry has really boomed, you know. So pretty much, you've heard from the horse's mouth. That doesn't mean she's a horse, okay? So let me go in personal.
okay.
As a wedding planner, you people, you do too much. I mean, I remember we did your traditional wedding back in Nigeria.
Yeah.
You kept saying it was small, and at the end of the day, it was big.
It was small. 200 people, that's small.
200 for traditional wedding, exactly. It was
It's small. Yes.
Okay. Well, so since definitely we know sometime in the nearest future you'll be doing your white wedding. Yes. So how do you think your wedding is going to look as a wedding planner, and will you even ever trust anybody to do the job? Will you be a bridezilla? I mean, how do you even want, because I'm sure so many people want to understand.
You were there at my trial. Was I a bridezilla?
No, you were not.
Exactly. I was in my, what you want me to do? Jump high. Okay, all right, let's do this. I'm all about paying for stress. If that's not going to cause me stress, then just do it. But the day is going to be very, very, it's going to be very, very intimate.
Okay.
I think people are thinking that I'm probably going to have all this, whatever, but it is going to be, but I'm not going to compromise on the people that I invite, the guest count, the experience, the memories. And the most important part of it all, for me and my wonderful husband, the ceremony part of it.
Yeah.
And I just definitely want my guests to look stunning, to just come with it, because I'm going to make sure that they are very well taken care of that day. So as far as trusting who, Shaz, how you doing, boo?
Girl,
How you doing, boo?
I don't know about that one yet. And actually, talking about that one, we're stepping into 2016 and 2017, which I already know you are getting booked for weddings in 2017 already anyway. What do you have lined up for brides? I mean, what do you think people should expect? You know, tell us about your vision for next year.
There's going to be a lot of surprises. Of course, after being on CNN, that was just a wonderful blessing and a great opportunity. You know, look out for more stuff like that with CNN. Well, you know, it's going to be really amazing. And we have quite a few surprises next year. Traveling a lot, doing a lot of destination weddings. Yeah, even within the United States and outside the United States, we've been booking a lot of, you know, from Kansas to Chicago to Philly and etc. So it's gonna be. I'm still here though. Houston's still my hometown. Yay! It's great surprises. I'm so grateful to God for the wonderful opportunities next year. It's gonna be amazing.
So what I can just tell you people is just go to her. If you're planning on getting married in 2017, start saving your money. Open a bank. No, it's the truth. Open a bank account, because you want this, you want that. You see, one thing I need to talk about is people don't understand luxury. When they say luxury wedding, it comes with a whole lot of things, which I know if I get her to talk about luxury right now, we're going to talk for about 1 more hour. So start saving your money, okay? And yeah, just go with your vision. If you're hiring a wedding planner, tell them your vision, tell them what the elements you like for your wedding, the things you want to see and everything, and give them a free hand to put things together. Let your money work for you, okay? Once again, my name is Segun Gele, and I have had an awesome time. I mean, I've just been chatting with my friend. These are things we usually talk over the phone, but I just had to grab her here so we can talk about this. And you'll be seeing more people, because the next guest I'm going to be having here, we're going to be talking about some makeup trends, some things people don't need to see, people need to get rid of, we need to talk about the skin. We talked about wedding now, yes, we need to talk about makeup trends, because so many things are going on, but I'm not going to divulge so much. Okay, those of you that know me, I think you might have an idea who that person is going to be, but yes, I'm going to save it for that time. So it's me rounding up today, Segun Gele again, and I believe we have been uncensored. I look forward to a wonderful episode with you. And once again, I just want to say thank you so much for your time.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of him.
Thank you so much.
Sorry.
So see y'all later. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Yes, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what's poppin', what's going on? Waiting to happen. It's your main man, Banky W, and you are tuned into where you need to be tuned into, because you're watching CocoboxTv. Keep it locked, don't go nowhere. We will be right back. Mr. W says so. I didn't mind.